Hey up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Are we all good? Thumbs up. How are we on this amazing day? Now we're in September when I'm filming this. It's starting to get a little bit chillier. It's starting to turn, but it's great. I love it. I love the changes in the seasons. It's fantastic. Now today I have 15 budgeting tips for you. Now these tips help me start doing my budget and I've kind of stuck to them. And I haven't really looked back. Now once you start budgeting and you get into the flow of it, it's great, trust me. Now number one is making your budget. Now you have to start off with the actual budget. And it's very simple, absolutely simple. And as I've said before in my other videos, just start with a pen and a piece of paper. That's all you need to do. So when you've got your pen and piece of paper, write down your income, exactly what's coming in, all your expenses. Now you have to be true and honest to yourself when you're writing this down. No good trying to hide things from yourself. You have to write everything down. And it can be scary. It really can be scary, but it has to be done, or else you're not going to do this and you'll not know what's coming in and out. And also subtract your expenses from your income. That can be the scariest part. It really can. But it's okay. You'll get round this. And it's a learning curve as well, because once you've done all that and you stop rocking in the corner because it's so scary, it's fine. Once you've got that sorted, then it's a gradual step into this. It's never going to be correct on the first time. It takes time to do this, but once you've got that, you've made the first stepping stone. Now tip number two is budgeting tools. Now, the budgeting tools I'm on about is I use a budget book or budget planner, however you want to call it. I use one of these where it's just a book. I write down everything in there, and it's got it printed out as well. What sort of expenditures you have, so obviously food, travel, rent, mortgage, that sort of thing. So it does help you out instead of having to write all this down. Now the other ones are online tools. You can have apps that do this for you. There's things you can put on your laptop. Fantastic. But start with a pen and piece of paper and then move on to those. That would be my biggest tip. Tip number three, have goals. You've got to know what goals you want and what you're actually budgeting for. Now, are you budgeting because you have to, and with everything going on, you're a bit of skin and you want to work out how to have more money? That's great, that's a goal. All the other goals is you're saving up for certain things. You want to save up for a house, you want to save up for a holiday, whatever you want. Even on your budget, write down what goals you're working towards. It could be a different goal every month, it could be the goal for the year, whatever works best for you. Number four, start with the most important. Now, what I mean by this is start with the most important categories, i.e. rent, mortgage, food, transport, utilities. Those are kind of your four main categories you need to work on. Tip number five, remember that every month is different. Now, when you're doing a budget, you can't just have a budget that will last you throughout the year, because certain things happen, especially in different months. You've got Christmas, which I hate saying Christmas at the time of year. I do apologise again. You could be having a holiday a certain month, other events going on. So you have to try and adapt your monthly budget, but try and do it a month in advance so you know exactly what you're going to be doing. The best trick on that is to have a calendar. It's just a simple calendar and write down everything that's going on throughout the year, and then you won't be surprised by them. And by adjusting your monthly budget, it'll make you not so stressed, trust me. Now number six, I've put budget together. Now, I don't budget together because I live on my own, and I find that easier for me because I've only got myself to sort out. Obviously me and Millie, of course. But if you are with a partner, a family, whatever your situation, try and get the whole family involved, because it'll work a lot better for you. If you're doing a budget on your own and your family's doing opposite things, it can be extremely hard work. So definitely work as a family or as a couple. Number 7, make a schedule. Now what I mean by this is direct debits, have them going out at a certain date, going for your shopping, doing that at certain times of the week or certain times of the month. When you know what to expect and when to expect it, you can take a lot of stress and potential problems out of the whole budget and your life, really. It's all about routine, and once you've got that sorted out, it'll take you a little bit to get the routine sorted out, but once it's in place, great, and you'll never go back. Number 9 is have a buffer. Now what I mean by buffer is having a certain amount of money in your account as basically an emergency. So having a buffer, with me, I'll tell you about my situation. I have a regular account and I have a certain amount of money in there, so all my bills go out and I've still got some left in there just in case something happens. Also I have a savings account, a main savings account, money goes in there, and I have another savings account for an emergency fund. So if anything goes wrong or I cock something up, I know I've got something there to fall back on. So having a buffer is essential, really. Now trying to get the buffer when you're trying to do a budget is hard work. It really is. But don't do that straight away. Just gradually move on to that. Now in my main account, my buffer for that, I have at least 3 months money in there. Now 3 months of the money coming in from my work. So if anything goes wrong, hopefully nothing will go wrong. Say I lose my job, I've got at least 3 months there to find something else, and that would make my life a lot easier. Now hopefully I won't lose my job, but you never know, and this is why you need some sort of budget, and this is why you need some sort of buffer there just in case. Now number 9, ditch the credit cards. Now I don't use credit cards because when I did have credit cards, I got in a mess. This was a long time ago, but I learnt my lesson and I learnt it the hard way. And I'm not keen on credit cards myself, but I'm not saying they're an evil thing. Used in the correct way, they can be very, very good. Now, on the credit card situation, you probably need to find out more information on those, because I know there is certain ones where you can get rewards and you can get 0 interest, that sort of thing, but I really don't know about that. Luckily I'm in a situation now where if I want something, I've got the money saved up for it and I don't need to use a credit card or buy now pay later. Now I've had buy now pay later, and if you get a good deal and you pay it off before they start putting the extra money on top, it's great, that works fine. So if you have got to do these things, just be careful and be money savvy about it, and definitely do your homework. Now number 10, pay off debt. I know it's easy for me to say pay off debt. I've done it. I've been in debt and I've paid it off, and it's been bloody hard work. But you can do it. You just have to put that little extra to it, and you just have to keep battling on and keep knocking it down. And the satisfaction of when it's done is amazing. It really is. And the satisfaction of having nothing left to pay off is complete freedom. I mean, the ideal thing is not to get in debt in the first place, but everybody's been in debt at some point. It is inevitable. It will happen. So the best thing to do is get it paid off as much as you can, as quick as you can, if you can. Now, if you are in a situation where you're struggling to pay off your debt, don't go alone. I've always said this for everything. Never do these things on your own. Ask for help, ask for advice, and someone will help you and point you in the right direction. Number 11, trim your budget. Don't be afraid to make budget cuts in your life. If you're having a certain month where you're short of a bit of money, don't be afraid to cut things down. It has to be done. Certain luxuries in your life that you've you can afford to do, but you can easily get rid of them if you need to, i.e., I don't know, your Amazon accounts, your Netflix, your Disney, anything else you're paying that you really don't need to at that point. Even trimming your shopping budget down, which when you're being on the frugal lifestyle and you're budgeting, you try and trim it down as much as you can, but there's always a little bit of leeway there to do a bit more. And definitely do that just as a temporary situation. You've got to live your life and you've got to enjoy your life. So having a budget and being frugal is making your money spread across so you can enjoy more things in life. And like with trimming your budget, that is only a temporary thing, just when you're having a bad month or a bad couple of months, but don't do it all the time. That leads me on to number 12, tracking your progress. And that's great because then you can make changes as and when. You can improve on things. You can think, oh, actually, I've got a bit more money to spend on this, so you can do that, and so on. So tracking your progress is a great thing to do. Number 13, be content. Now, I mean this by be content with yourself and everything you do and everything you've got. Try not to keep up with other people, because there's just no need. There's a lot of people out there who have got a lot of things and a lot of money, and some of us, I've done it in the past, try and keep up with them, keeping up with the Joneses. No, it's just going to land you in trouble. It's going to land you in debt, and you really don't want to do that. So be content with everything you are in yourself and what you've got. Number 14, give yourself some grace. And that I mean by is when you're doing this budget, it's never going to be 100% straight away. It really isn't. It's a learning curve, not just for a few months. It's a learning curve for the rest of your life, because it's forever changing and you're forever learning. So don't be expected to do a budget from the start and get it right straight away, because it will never happen. And this is the best way of learning, because you'll think, right, I've done that didn't work, I'll try something else. So give yourself a lot of grace on it. Number 15, make it your own. Absolutely make it your own. Now you can sit here and listen to me ranting and raving about different things I do, and you could be thinking to yourself, that really doesn't work for me. That's absolutely fine. All I suggest is listen to things I do, listen to other people on YouTube, because there's a lot more people on YouTube that are a lot better than me, trust me, and they probably talk a lot more sense than me as well. But yeah, do your research, listen to as many people as you can, and go your own way and make it your own. Make it to fit round you. So go forth and build that budget. So if you like what you see, please leave a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll keep doing what I keep doing and try and help you guys as much as I can. So stay good, stay positive, stay frugal, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.